Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5-ounce 3-wick pumpkin pecan waffles candle from Bath & Body Works. The notes on this read maple syrup, golden waffles, pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. So yeah, this fragrance has been around for a really long time now, and I tend to have like a love-hate relationship with it because while I really enjoy the fragrance, more often than not, the candle tends to smell really burnt and nasty and dead out mid-range and get really gross. But I was like, you know what, let me try it again this year and see how it does. I think last year's it was fine for like the first two burns, and then the rest of the candle it just completely dudded out. It was like in my give thanks collection or whatever. This is on a fourth burn and it's doing good so far, so a little bit more promising than at least last year's. So yeah, this has been around for such a long time, a tried and true fragrance. It's just one of your super explosive, obnoxious, super strong Bath & Body Works bakery fragrances. And I really like it. Like I still have a special place in my heart for these really explosive, obnoxious bakery fragrances, and this is just truly one of the most like loudest bakery fragrances you can get from Bath & Body Works. It does smell like waffles. I really don't get much pumpkin in it, but it does smell like pecan waffles for sure. You get like a sort of crispy golden like waffle batter type of fragrance in there that I really enjoy so much. It's combined with like a brown sugar fragrance that gives that extra sort of bakery coziness to it, and the brown sugar and the waffle batter is mixed with a very nutty fragrance, which I guess would come from the pecans. The issue with this candle is when it starts getting really nasty and murky and gross, it's like the pecan always turns into like this oily burnt smell that smells really disgusting. And this is starting to do a little bit of that trace of that sort of oily, old, like stale pecan fragrance. Just always happens with the 3 wicks. I think if you were to use the wallflower or a single wick, because it's less hot and doesn't have so much like, you know, burning fire action to it, you might get a little bit more of that sort of pure, awesome, like nutty, almost a little bit like an almond extract type of like waffle action. It's a little bit more pure and sweet and not so burnt and oily as it is in the 3 wick. But in any case, yes. And then all of that is mixed with maple syrup for sure. The maple syrup is rather quite sticky sweet, and that's what gives this such like a strong or explosive throw. And that's pretty much what you get from it. Pumpkin, not really. Like you don't really get like the full blown like pumpkin clove or like a pumpkin filling. Nothing really too much like that. It is often called praline pecan cobbler in like if they repackage it for the springtime or whatever. So yeah. It also kind of smells like candied pecans as well. And so many brands have duped this over and over and over again. Homeworks, I think, has one that's like very similar called praline pecan, as well as spiced white pumpkin is kind of the Homeworks equivalent, but you can really see this fragrance all over the place. But yeah, it's awesome. It's just super strong and sweet and mapley and just great. I think everyone has kind of smelled it or experienced it at this point. But if you want just a really strong, like, ooh, this smells like fall, like give me all the maple, sort of nutty fall feels, then this is totally it. This is the fourth burn. It has the thick rope-like wicks with like the sort of like orange tan type of wax color, and it's doing so far. It does like start to like soot if you have it going too much. This I believe is like a 3-hour burn, and it's doing fine. It hasn't deaded out, so I'm happy about that. Usually a lot of times with pumpkin pecan waffles we get the flat white wicks that curl in on you, and that always gets really black, murky, and duddy, and this one seems to be doing a little bit better than at least last year, so we're good to go here. The first burn on pumpkin pecan waffles is always great because you really don't get any kind of like tarnished burnt note yet. This is starting to slightly do that oily pecan note I was alluding to earlier, so it's starting to smell a little bit burnt, but not as like terrible as past years, so at least we're good there. The throw on this, it's actually not as strong as previous years, to be completely honest. Like it's not as strong as like the first few years that I used to have it, but it's still plenty strong otherwise. I would say like the first few years it came out, it was like a good like 9 to a 10, and it's more like down to a 7 or 8 now. But like the maple and the brown sugar really are strong, heavy fragrances. So this kind of is still a really, really like heavy fragrance for sure. But it's just not quite the powerhouse it used to be, but it's still totally adequate and satisfactory in the 7 to 8 range. Overall, if you just want like a juicy, strong, like very fall reminiscent bakery fragrance from Bath & Body Works, check out Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. I'm glad they still bring out these like basic bakery fragrances amidst like some of their more like conceptual neutral stuff that they do. I like having the tried and true go-to bakery fragrances from Bath & Body Works like Berry Waffle Cone and Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. So enjoy still picking it up here and there. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.